Hey guys, I'm Trace, and this is D-News. Math is one of those subjects where many people feel that they either understand it or they don't. Like there's some sort of genetic predeterminant of mathematical intelligence, where there's not. And there are a ton of scientific studies to support it. The problem is the phrase, "I'm not a math person." That is not real. I'm telling you right now, stop saying it. You're actually hurting yourself by doing so. Firstly, many people dislike math. It's hard. They dislike it a lot, but it's mainly because we're doing it wrong. Math is not genetic. It is not the bane of creativity. You can't be one or the other. Painters use it to create curves and depth. Sculptors use it so their art doesn't collapse under its own weight. Shall I go on? If you take one thing away from this video, I'd like it to be there is no such thing as a math person. Writing was developed around 5,000 years ago with the Sumerians, who also devised a way to write mathematics. Math, like music, is kind of like another language. People in Spanish class who come from a home where Spanish is spoken are going to be better from day one. Math is exactly the same. My dad made me calculate the tip, 10%, half that, add them together, 15%. Thanks to this simple emphasis on math at home, I was slightly better than some at math in my classes, but only slightly. And just like with music and spoken language, learning math younger will help, but that doesn't mean you can't learn it when you're older too. Math is the same as running or yoga or baseball. The first day is hard, but no matter how old you are, every time you work with it, you'll get more comfortable and over time become a master. A study from April of this year in the journal Neuroscience explored brains of people with epilepsy. Their study unexpectedly uncovered a section of the brain specifically for contemplating numbers. If you think math is a language, then 1. Our brain looks like it was made to work with numbers, and 2. Researchers at the University of Kentucky showed learning a second language delays aging and keeps the brain agile. People who are bilingual can switch between tasks more quickly, solve problems more rapidly, and had decreased brain decay as they aged. And as if that weren't enough, NYU professor Clancy Blair told Quartz Magazine Online, simply being exposed to math makes students smarter. Math improves functioning of the prefrontal cortex, a part of the brain associated with the process of so-called executive functioning, which, if you don't know what that is, the National Center for Learning Disabilities describes it as the ability to plan, organize, strategize, pay attention to and remember details, and manage time and space. Sounds like skills that you want, right? In many countries, like Japan, for example, students go to school 2 months more per year than we do. This doesn't show genetically that certain groups are better at math, but simply that because of their longer school year, some students have more exposure to math, not to mention everything else. So please, stop saying I am not a math person, because that is just silly. Everyone's brain is built for math, but just like sports or language or music, you gotta practice. Start by mentally calculating the tip. Over time, you will get better. So what do you think?